I was on my way home from a late night shift at the hospital when my car broke down on a deserted stretch of road. I was miles away from civilization, and my phone had no signal. I was stranded. As I sat in my car, feeling helpless, I saw an old woman walking down the road towards me. She looked frail and tired. I felt sorry for her. I rolled down my window and asked if she needed help. The woman smiled at me, and I could see that she had only a few teeth left. She said that she lived nearby and offered to let me stay the night at her house while I waited for a tow truck. I was hesitant, but I didn't have any other options. I got out of my car, and the woman led me down a narrow path that led to a small, dilapidated house. The woman's house was old and musty, and I felt uneasy as soon as I stepped inside. The furniture was old and worn, and the walls were covered in faded wallpapers. I noticed that there was no family photos or personal belongings in the house. It was as if the woman lived alone. I was exhausted, and the woman offered me a room to rest in. As I lay in my bed, I could hear strange noises coming from the rest of the house. It sounded like someone was moving around, but when I got up to investigate, there was no one there. I tried to sleep, but I couldn't shake the feeling that I was being watched. The house felt alive, like it was hiding secrets in its walls. I was scared, but I didn't want to be rude to the old woman who had offered me a place to stay. I decided to brush it off and try to get some sleep. But then I heard a blood-curdling scream coming from outside my room. I jumped out of my bed and ran towards the sound. I found the old woman lying on the floor in a pool of blood, her throat slashed open. I was horrified and ran back to my room to call for help, but my phone was missing. I searched the entire house, but I couldn't find it. I realized that I was trapped in the house with a killer, and I had to find a way to escape. I searched the house again, looking for any clue or weapons that could help me. That's when I found a hidden door in the basement. It led to a secret room, filled with creepy antique dolls and dusty old books. As I searched the room, I found a journal that belongs to the old woman. It contained disturbing entries about her descent into madness, and how she had killed her own family and neighbors to please a demonic entity that she made a deal with. I knew then that I had to get out of the house as fast as possible. I made my way back upstairs, but I was ambushed by the killer. It was the old woman, still alive and wielding a bloody knife. We struggled, but I managed to overpower her and flee the house. I ran as fast as I could, and eventually I stumbled upon a road where a passing car picked me up and took me to safety. The police investigated the old woman's house and found evidence that linked her to several unsolved murders in the area. I was lucky to have escaped with my life, but the memories of the terrifying night have haunted me ever since. Now I have a deep fear of old abandoned houses and the horrors that they may hold.